Kowalski, I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right, to work part-time at the Muni, starting hourly wage of $9.65.
Just out of curiosity, being new on here, do we approve every person who works in any capacity for the city
Pretty
as
much,
to the
yeah.
council?
Yeah.
Okay. Can that come through as a
Consent,
yeah?
I suppose.
I mean, I don't know this person,
but it could.
I don't either.
I mean, do we ever turn anybody down?
Well, he fills an application out, and then he's backgrounded by the police department, but generally no,
My thought would be if the manager, whether it's the pool or the liquor store, agrees that they're a good
Exactly.
hire, and you agree that they're a good hire, it should just be a consent item for the count. That's just my thought. Because I'm voting on someone I have no idea if they're good or bad. I'll move it forward that we hire this person, but I don't know if
Scott, is there something that says that?
Yeah, and being that we're what's called a statutory Plan A city, you don't have a city manager form of government, you have a city administrator form of government. The city administrator is really the city's clerk, does not have hiring and firing authority. It deals, you five have all hiring and firing authority. So any recommendations made by department heads through Mark, that's why he brings it to you, because you five have to say yea and nay, both on the terminations or discipline or the actual hire. So can it be on consent? That's a perfect way to handle it, an easy way to handle it, because you absolutely are relying on your professional staff and your department heads to bring people forward. So I would say it's a good idea to put on consent. If you have questions, you pull it off, you ask Mark, or you ask the department head. But other than that, well, in my time here, you most always have said, yes, we're hiring so-and-so on the recommendation.
So, in other words, that could be included in the consent agenda
Yeah.
as perhaps a separate item,
You're
just
just
so that we
listing
are
the-
aware.
It's just
Okay.
listed.
Okay.
Okay.
It'd be in Mark's, monthly memo saying that the recommendation from PD or so-and-so to hire, Jane Doe, and you can forward it. If you've got questions, you can ask staff. If not, you just approve it with your consent.
Okay. Good comment.
And the other thing too is, we're in a small city and you don't know how competitive some of these jobs are. And if someone says, well, why don't you vote that person down? Because then maybe I was second in line. I don't want to get into that. That's what we hire you guys for, is to get into that.
Very true.
So if it's okay, Mr. Mayor, I do two motions. The first one would be to approve this employee for the liquor store. And then the second one after that would be to move all future hires that are not managements, just the, how do I say that? Just the...
Mundane.
No, I don't want to use that word. Everyone's valuable. I don't want
Yes,
to hurt any feelings here, but...
Well, I guess the way to put it is staff directed or staff brought personnel hires, because what's going to happen is if you have a higher level department head or administrator, likely that's being controlled by you anyway.
Right.
So it really is staff directed hires.
Okay.
And then can I add a follow-up to that is if we have, if we're asking for authorization to fill positions like the public works position, and then the police position, could those kind of things also go on consent agenda, or?
Because we're always going to see them and we can pull them.
That's exactly
all
right.
it takes is for one person on this council to say, I'd like to talk about that person, and comes off the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to rehire is even less. You're not talking about a specific person. You're just talking about going through, getting authorization to go through the process.
Yep. My thought is, we hire you guys to hire the best people. I trust your judgment that you're going to hire the best people. If you bring that recommendation forward, why would I argue with that unless there's something really glaring that comes out?
Yeah.
That's just my thought. It just seems like it fits better on a consent agenda if you guys have already gone through the work of vetting these people and seeing that they're qualified.
So do we need to, can we roll that into one motion, or does it have to be two separate?
I would do too.
Okay.
As Dan suggested, I would do your first one, get a second for that on the actual hire, and then the policy decision, make that second.
So I'll move we hire the person.
Second.
All in favor?
And then I'll move that future staff-directed hires be placed on the consent agenda with the understanding that if any council member wishes to pull that item off the consent agenda, they can at any time.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item E. Geez, I can't read my own notes here. Resignation, I believe.
Yeah, resignation of police officer Amy Reddy.
Okay.
So, I guess I need a motion to accept her resignation and to authorize advertising. Now, it is possible that we may discuss trying to even look at internally hiring, because we do have a couple of part-timers that might, be interested in full-time. So the authorization is just to get, the process rolling, and then Chief Scholander and I will look at that as far as next steps, and whether we advertise in the normal places, or the chief has some internal candidates he has to vet a little more, but that are currently working part-time, that we go ahead and have authorization to start advertising. So.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have the schedule of upcoming events. AMU meeting, EDA meeting, city council meeting. And do you need those dates read
No,
off?
it's not.
Is the council meeting correct for August?
No, it's supposed to be the 13th.
Thank you.
We also have the work session coming up 2
Yep. 20.
Tuesday, the 23rd.
Yep.
Okay. Then we're moving down to item 13. Comments. Staff and council.
I just would like to again thank Mayor Engel for his many years of service to the city and his service as mayor. He's going to be greatly missed on, as mayor and on the EDA and the Historic Preservation Commission. So, and our condolences to the family and their loss.
I would just echo that it was an honor working with Mayor Engel, and he will be missed. He's a good man.
I agree 100%. It was nice working with Mike. It's nice to, and this has always been a good council, but it's nice to work with somebody that provides decent and clear direction, and really looks to benefit the community. Very nice to work.
What I look back at Mike is one, I know that he was really all in favor of the building of the new fire hall, and that I think he did a lot of pushing there in the right direction. And one other little one that I thought in particular that I think we might want to consider something, and that is the garden up on the hill on Tunyon there. That was another favorite of his that maybe somehow in the future we can recognize that as Mike's garden or something of that sort.
I just want to say that Mike always kept the city of Kenyon and the citizens paramount in all his decisions.
Yeah, I got to work with him 4 years on the county and then just 6 months here. But Katie, your dad was very special, and like has been mentioned here, his love for this community, you don't see full-time mayors anymore. You know, it was a part-time position, but he just poured himself into it. He was everywhere, and he was at everything, and he always kept his ear to the ground. He knew what people were interested in and what needed to be done, and we're going to miss that.
Well, I think Mike was a great guy. Sat next to him for quite a while. Very conscientious. And to all the other comments, ditto. And we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye.